Hello, everybody, and happy Friday. How are you, everybody? Today is July 22nd, 2022. My name is Jose Blasco, and this is our 3D market commentary. We're going to be looking at the markets. To be precise, we're going to look at 5 key markets, do some market analysis. So we prepare because 1 hour from now, as you probably know, the US markets will open, and having a great understanding of the various market environments out there, it's absolutely key to have a good trading day or even to plan on the long-term trades. Before we get started, I would like to highlight the financial disclaimer on the upper left side of the screen. It's being highlighted. Please read it carefully. This is important information. And since it's fairly short, I am counting on you to read it completely. Thank you very much. With that said, let's jump into the charts so we can begin our market commentary. Here we go. So, first market I'm going to analyze is the S&P 500. To be precise, I am looking at the chart of the S&P 500 futures on a daily time frame. For every one of the charts that we're going to be analyzing, we're going to look at 3 particular components. That's our 3D approach. We're going to look first at the market climate, thanks to a tool called Auto Climate, which I will mention later how you can get access to. It's free. The climate basically is going to tell us more about the upcoming market direction based on probabilities. And in this particular case, if I was to move this a bit higher, so you would see how the climate is up and confirmed. We can see that on the screen thanks to the thick blue dot that is telling us the climate is confirmed. Now, with a confirmed climate, we have a statistical advantage with going long. Of course, nothing lasts forever. So the statistic suggests that moves to the upside on the S&P futures on the daily time frame last 8.69 days. We are in this move since 3 days as a confirmed climate. So in other words, there is still room for this move to continue developing to the upside before a change in direction based on statistics. So the climate is favorable for us to go long in this particular case. Of course, entries, exits, taking the trade, not taking the trade, all of those depend on your trading plan, your trading decisions, etc., etc. But again, from a purely mechanical, statistical analysis of the markets, thank you very much, Auto Climate, which is our first dimension. We now know we are in an up confirmed market. The next very important, probably the most important element in this analysis is the UFOs, which stands for on-field orders, which is responsible for the upcoming turning points. So notice how we just got a green UFO form more or less where the current price is, meaning that if price is where it is or drops a bit, those buy on-field orders are going to start getting filled, and that is likely going to push the price higher, which is indeed very compatible with what Auto Climate has just suggested based on a statistical point of view. So now we got statistics on our side plus on-field orders on our side. To be precise, the on-field orders to buy are located at 39.7725, which is this green line right here, and the sell orders are located at 44.32.75, which is the red line up there. So the good news is that there is plenty of room to go from the current 3900 to the 4400 up there. There is nothing in between to stop it. The climate has just started. Statistics suggest 3 out of 8, almost 9. So we may see an update today. We may see a continuation on the up move into the next week. That would be something to be expected based on probabilities. Now, there may be times where you are busy and you are not able to attend the live sessions like today. In such case, I just highlighted on the screen our newsflash URL, so you can use that URL, go there, add your information, so you become a free member. This is for life, no credit cards or anything like that. And now you receive every day in your inbox, 1 hour and a half before the market opens, you receive this information. In case you miss any of the sessions, you can then go ahead and utilize it independently because it would be in your inbox. So I suggest that you do that so you can enjoy it. The next market that we're going to analyze is crude oil. Okay, and crude oil, we commented how the red climate that we had before was very extended. This was followed by a change of climate of 1 day unconfirmed climate, thin dot, and now it's back to down and confirm. This is candle number 2 out of 579. Those are the probabilities. So crude oil is set for a drop in price. There is nothing to stop it all the way to 80, as we commented in prior sessions. So it seems that we are headed that way, especially now that a new climate has started since 2 days ago. So at least 5.79 days will bring crude oil much lower. At least that's what statistics suggest. So again, buy on field orders located at 80.47, sell on field orders located at 96.52, which is just a little above, 1 point above where we are, more or less. So again, great positioning with many red UFOs above price. So it's going to be very difficult for crude oil to go back higher. It seems that crude oil is headed to the downside for a while, based on the climate and based on the UFOs. Speed of movement, which is the third dimension, is based on OVX, which is the implied volatility of options on crude oil, which are pointing at 51.10% implied volatility. So if we take the options pricing models and we reverse engineer them, that gets us 3.07 points either up or down in a day, 6.76 points either up or down in a week, 14.07 points either up or down in a month. That would be the expectation for a move in the case of crude oil. Moving to the next market, by the way, earlier I said that I would mention how you can get your apps, your auto UFOs, your auto climate. Remember, auto climate is free, so you can go to tradewithufos.com/apps, and there you just follow the steps and you can get it. Okay. So gold is the next market that we are going to analyze. Okay, and here we go. So gold is looking very, very much similar to crude oil. Had a very, very extended climate, never got the little blue dot with a continuation of the red, and it's looking like crude oil, it's willing to go back higher now. You can see how you have this little Q pointing down. Every time we got one of those, typically we have a change of color following the little Q, red to blue, blue to red. So it seems that we are back, we are back probably some very intense profit taking after a very powerful move to the downside on gold for all those short traders, and therefore we may get a move to the upside. Of course, we got red UFOs. If price gets to the red UFO, we would expect then gold to fall. So currently, down climate confirmed. Careful, that little Q pointing down is anticipating a change of climate into tomorrow, in this case Monday. So we'll update that on the Monday news flash. And then buy UFOs located at 10.5208 down here. Sell UFOs at 1783.4 up there. Okay. Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of 18.71%. This is extracted from looking at the prices of options on crude oil futures. That is 20.29 points a day, either up or down, 44.67 points a week, either up or down, 92.99 points a month, either up or down. Next market in the list, it's the dollar index. This has been the protagonist, big time is the protagonist this time. It's one of the most relevant markets out there, no matter what. But in recent times, given the moves that this market has provided, bringing even the euro dollar to parity, that was 20 plus years. This did not happen. So that's very powerful, and it's indeed impacting everything out there. So as we discussed in prior sessions, there was a green UFO where the dollar is, but it was an olive green UFO, like this one below, olive green. So we were expecting that it would not last too much. But we are definitely expecting this green UFO located at 105.44 to create a much more powerful reaction. If the dollar index was to come here, we would expect it to bounce. Should be the case, at least based on our setups and our use of our technology. So notice how dollar is going down, but it's a non-confirmed climate to the downside, right? And it's been going down 4 out of 5.36. So again, another day or two, maybe 3 days of dollar going down would be very much expected. But the down climate is not even confirmed. So from there, we would indeed expect a change of climate and direction out of that green UFO. as I just explained. Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of 12.04%. This is extracted out of looking at options on currencies. So that is 0.81 points a day, either up or down, 1.79 points a week, either up or down, 3.72 points a month, either up or down. And finally, the last market for today, it's the Bitcoin futures, BTM. This is the one trading in the ICE exchange. And when looking at Bitcoin futures, we are seeing a climate that is up. We cannot run serious statistics on Bitcoin. It's a fairly new market, even though it's been there for years. It's very new compared to other markets. So we don't have stats for that. We only have a reading which tells us the climate is up and confirmed. Okay, it went from non-confirmed to confirmed. So strength is kicking in, and there is no UFO all the way to 29,000. So that suggests that there is room for Bitcoin to give us a nice, powerful rally all the way to 30,000. Now, when we get to 30,000, to be precise, 29,432, when we get there, we are very likely going to see a turning price to the downside, because that would imply probably a very extended climate, something like the one here, and on top of that, hitting the UFOs. Okay. Now, this move to the upside is probably going to be driven by the dollar falling. But remember, when we analyzed the dollar earlier, we said that maybe 3-4 more days. So it would be very possible for the Bitcoin to go up for a bit more, to, when it gets to 25,000 or something like that. Many of the retail, less educated or non-educated traders may get very motivated because they think everything is back to normal, but then the dollar index hits that green UFO that we covered before and starts going back up, and next thing you know, Bitcoin falls again. So that would not be surprised to see something like that happen. Now, the one thing that has changed big time is the fact that now we have a green UFO located at 20,832.5, which that one did not exist before and is there now. So certainly, it's looking like we're going to see Bitcoin ranging between 30,000 and 20,000. I would say probably for a while. Okay, and the speed of this price movement, this ranging movement, assuming the market will behave as statistics suggest, would be 86.43%. This is out of looking at options on Bitcoin, which reversed engineer means 1,279 points a day, either up or down, 2,800 points a week, either up or down, 5,800 points a month, either up or down. And the last comment for today, before we conclude the session, we're almost done. It's about reports. Nothing too relevant in the U.S. market, which will open later on. A few news have been reported in the Eurozone, with Europe, Great Britain. There is retail sales in Canada. Obviously, that's an important number for North America, even though Canadian fundamental figures don't typically impact that much the U.S. market itself. Now, the one thing which is relevant really is what happened yesterday with the ECB, when yesterday they decided to raise interest rates on the euro. And if you were looking at the euro or the dollar index yesterday, I'm going to look at an intraday time frame just for fun for a little bit, so you get to see that. So yesterday there was a very, very interesting movement of price rallying very strong on the news, hit a red UFO, and from there was crashing like a rock, like the change of interest rate never happened. So when you look at the daily time frame for the euro, you can see that both both yesterday and today, and even the day before, are basically doing nothing. Okay, just going sideways. 2 days ago, because probably everybody was waiting for the ECB report. Yesterday, the report went out and it went crazy up, crazy down, nothing happened. And today, again, probably people are digesting the news and getting into the weekend, and again, waiting for the dollar to do what it has to do, because really the dollar is going to be the driver. We can also see on the euro a non-confirmed climate. Anyway, with all of this said, my friends, as always, it's been my pleasure to join you today. Last trading day of the week, Friday. I said happy Friday at the beginning. If you join late, happy Friday to you as well. And beyond happy Friday, I wish you a happy trading day as the market opens in a little less than an hour now. And we will see you next week. You guys take care, stay safe, trade well, and give a shout if you need any support from us, you need any tool. We are available on our website. There is a questions page. You can contact us on the chat. You can email us and all of the above. Take care, everybody. Trade well. Bye-bye.